Hello and welcome to a cold, a little bit chilly and not very windy day in the Windy City. Yes, I'm in Chicago. I'm down on the Riverwalk. Here we are with some of Chicago's famous skyline behind me, and this little beautiful Riverwalk path that kind of goes along the river here in Chicago. And today is about one thing in particular for me, something I've probably wanted to do for over 30 years, ever since I was a wee tiny lad. I've been into the sport of basketball. I always loved football as my main sport, but probably the second sport I got into maybe was running, but it probably was basketball, at least watching basketball anyway. I grew up as a 90s kid, and of course the 90s meant one team, and one team in particular, of course, the Chicago Bulls. Your Steve Kerr, your Dennis Rodman, your Scottie Pippen, and of course the main man, Micheal Jordan. And today I'm finally going to go to the same stadium that he played his stuff and them guys strutted their stuff, the 6-time NBA champions. I'm off to the United Center later today. I'm here in Chicago and I absolutely cannot wait for the game and to go in the Holla Arena. So pre-game, just had some absolute banging wings at Lou Malnati's absolute classic Chicago pizza joint. So I've gone for this pizza, just a cheese pizza, nothing on it, and it's pretty boss. Pretty cool little place with the shirts, and I look at the table that I got. I'm going to admit, I don't actually know who Jerry Sloan is. But still pretty cool. Sat eating Chicago style pizza in front of Jerry Sloan's shirt on game day.
Welcome to...
So when you come up to the tallest building in Chicago, one of the tallest buildings in the world, up to the 103rd floor of a 110 floor building, and you look north towards Canada, this is North Chicago. So, coming out of Will's Tower, the absolute monster building here in Chicago. Well, it's the tallest one here in Chicago because there's a lot of monsters. There it is up there. But now we're off to watch the one and only Chicago Bulls, and it's pretty easy because once you come out of here, it's pretty much one road, and that's Adams Street, and that is 3.3 kilometer in this direction. We're going over the river and then straight all the way to the United Center to watch the one and only Chicago Bulls. Let's go Bulls! Right then folks, here we are at the United Center, Chicago, the home of the Chicago Blackhawks, one of the 6 founding members of the NHL. It's the second largest arena for NHL behind the Bell Center in Montreal. But importantly for today and why we're here, the Chicago Bulls, this is the largest arena in the United States for basketball, and of course home of your Chicago Bulls. Okay, we're into the building and come up some escalators to the club level, which I guess I can only dream of ever being allowed to go into. So obviously I'm up in the nosebleeds like usual, the cheap seats, although nothing is really cheap in America anymore, especially not with Ticketmaster, who just charge you an arm and a leg on top. But yeah, you kind of come up, I guess, the fire escape, and it actually looks like this is a new building that's not quite been finished yet, because, you know, it's basically just brick. It could do with some plastering. I know a few plasterers back in the UK, You know, just put a bit of white on the walls. Maybe just put some pictures up, you know. They've had a few famous players over the years. You'd have thought they might just whack a few posters up, but no. Back to the wall, basically. And it's a bit weird, this. Like, look at this. I'm just going to go through here and see where we're at. Wow. Wow. I wasn't expecting this. It is absolutely massive. Well, this is the biggest NBA arena in America. Well, it's also the largest NHL arena in America, because there's only one NHL arena bigger, and that's in Canada. But as they go down these stairs, you'll just see, one, how big the arena is and how successful this arena is, not only for the Chicago Blackhawks, but of course the Chicago Bulls. And just gonna go down to the edge here and have a look. Here we are then, stood here finally in the United Centre after years as a kid wanting and dreaming of being in this place. It is quite spectacular. It was quite spectacular. This is the largest NBA stadium in USA. Okay, just come round. About 1 hour to tip off. Pretty much on the half court line. And this is a view that you get from row 1, level 3, I guess it is, and it's pretty amazing. I wish I was sat here. I think I'm over in the opposite corner, or what, will be a bit further away because I'm behind one hoop end. But yeah, pretty amazing. Oh yeah, I've waited a very, 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 very long time to set foot in this arena. Over 30 years since a young kid. I've dreamed about coming here, and yeah, 1 hour to go. Okay, it's no Dennis Rodman or Steve Kerr or the main Scottie Pippen or Micheal Jordan, the main man, Air Jordan, but it is Chicago Bulls. It's them 6-time champions of the 90s. The stuff that I grew up on. I love this sport, love NBA, and I finally made it to the United Centre and home of the Bulls in Chicago. I can't wait. Okay, here we go. It's 10 minutes till tip off, although it's looking quite empty, so that must be 10 minutes before the players kind of strip off national anthems, or just the national anthem of America, and then maybe it's 20 minutes, because yeah, it's a big game. Chicago against Brooklyn Nets, big team. So at the minute it's looking pretty empty. So it's 10 minutes till it starts to wrap up, ready for game time. Yeah, it'd be good if it's absolutely pumping in here, but I'm not that bothered because I'm row 4 and obviously I'm sat here in row 1 right now, so if no one comes here, I'm not moving till I get moved, you know what I mean? Because this is prime seats here, although it would be better obviously to be on the halfway, but that all looks pretty full. Like along there, and then on the opposite side over there, row 1 is all pretty full. But here on the corner, quite empty on both sides of me at the minute, so hopefully no one comes, because this will be an absolute banging view if it's all right here. Woohoo! But otherwise, there's a group of people up there that all been in here pretty much same time as me, so maybe we all bought at the same time on Ticketmaster and got lumped in that bit there in the cheap seats, because I always buy the cheap seats, me, and then hope to find better seats. But yeah, getting excited now to tip off.
The free and the home of the brave.
documentary 3 times. What a classic tune. Just reminds me of being here even though I've never been. Finally made it. The United Centre, and here come the Chicago Bulls.